The problems with video. We've all seen it. Some organization, some head of marketing or CEO comes out and they may only have 20 minutes to give a presentation. And the first 5 minutes is this video with lots of pumped up music and quick cuts and MTV-like cuts and smiley faces. And you watch the whole thing and maybe you feel a little better, but what have you really learned? What message is there? It's just sort of a generic pump you up kind of stuff. How does that really help the speaker communicate a message? Now, I'm a big fan of video. I've personally produced more than 10,000 videos at this point. So I like video, but I try to look at every single medium through the lens of what is most effective for the audience at that time. And when I look at people giving PowerPoint presentations, I think that video is often misused for a couple of reasons. For one, people have come to hear you speak, so for the most part you should be speaking. Now, if you are showing a new series of ads you've created for a client, of course you have to show video. In my own line of work, when I train people on how to be better public speakers, I do often show video of great speakers because it's 100%, there's just no other way of doing it. But for most businesses, most organizations, most government agencies, they're not fundamentally about video. So when you just start adding video and it looks like a bunch of glitz to just package things and dress up the fact that you're not a very good speaker, or you're not a confident speaker, or you're not an interesting speaker. So you figure if you can kind of distract people and jazz things up here, they won't notice that you're not a good speaker. It doesn't really work like that. I have very rarely left a conference where a speaker used an elaborately produced video clip and had people walking out saying, "Wow, that speaker sure was great. I loved all those special effects in that nice video thing." The far more common thing I see at conferences when people are using video embedded in their PowerPoint is it doesn't work because they were too lazy to get there early, practice on the speakers, practice on the computer, practice on the venue where it actually will be held. Because you can have a video embedded in a PowerPoint, but then it goes on to another computer and that doesn't have the right software to play it. You're out of luck. Or a more common phenomenon is you've practiced it, it sounds great for your computer, you're now in the auditorium, you're in front of 500 people, and oops, nobody plugged speakers into your laptop. So you can still hear it, but nobody who's more than 3 feet away can hear it. So you're left watching a video and no one can hear it. Or worse, someone's trying to play a YouTube video live and it's buffering or it's just stopped or it's frozen. Horrible, horrible, horrible. My recommendation to you, and I don't want to sound like I'm anti-video, far from it, or anti-technology, but unless there is a really, really solid reason for you using video, it's central to what you're about. You're a TV ad agency, you've got to show your ads, or you're a TV network and you've got to show your new sitcom. Unless it is so fundamental to what you're doing, skip the video. Just speak to people. When you're using visuals, then use an image, use a picture. Of course, there are exceptions. If you want to show how a river has gotten massively larger because of the greenhouse effect and global warming, and you want to show 20 years ago it was this tiny trickle and today it's bigger than the Amazon, having a video of that might be helpful. But use it sparingly, get to the venue, you've got to practice, you've got to troubleshoot. There's so many more things that could go wrong with video. You've got to make the judgment that it's, number one, worth it, number two, you're willing to put the time into it to test it properly.